Right, we just parked at Lowe's. This is Josie's first store outing. The first thing we did was enforce a nice calm down stay for the entire ride. And then I want you to realize how step by step we take this. Leadership every step of the way goes a long way. So as I open the door, it's not an invite to come out. So she's not allowed to break her downstay until I actually release her. So opening and closing the door means nothing, because you might be stopping at a rest stop and just need to get something out of the back seat. We never want an open door to just mean rush out as fast as you can. And because we've been practicing this for 4 weeks, it's become default for her. All right, so if she were to try to stand up or try to bolt out, I would correct on the e-collar, I would put her back, I would close the door, and I would keep repeating it until she has a successful rep. Okay, and that's for safety too. You don't want a dog bolting out into an open parking lot just because the door's open. All right, so I'm gonna get a hold of her leash and then we're gonna release her. Break, good girl. Okay, another thing I'll do before I actually go into the store or any place I'm going with my dog is just do a little warm up in the parking lot. If we can't get it in the parking lot, we're not gonna make it inside the store. So it's always a good idea to practice a little bit between the car and the destination. She's doing good though. All right, so some of the things that I look for when we take a dog to a store outing, especially for the first time, is are they listening in a new environment? Some dogs, especially owners, say they get out the house and they are so distracted they won't listen. So taking them to a distracting place like this is the perfect place to test that. So is she still healing? Is she responsive to my commands? And the other thing that I look for is she being a nuisance, right? Is she gonna bark at noises? Is she gonna bark at people? Okay, I almost want the employees not even to notice that I have a dog with me. This is like service dog level stuff in a family pet dog, and that's how it should be. When you take your dog out into public, people shouldn't even notice they're there. That's how quiet, calm, and relaxed they should be. They should not be pulling, jumping, barking, growling, refusing to listen. In that case, you have some more work to do before you bring your dog out into public. Right now, we're just healing in the slower aisles, making sure she can walk at my side, following my pace, no tension in the leash, and obviously not barking at people walking past. So far, she's doing really good. I can tell she's working really hard for it though. Tons of people in the store walking by, right? Thank you. No, she's a mix. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of responses like that. Best advice I can give you is to literally just stay neutral. Try to ignore those people. Don't make eye contact. I personally would not let any strangers come up and pet her. And if she would have asked, I would have said, no, I'm sorry, she's working. And if she would have just come up blindly and tried to put her hands on her, I physically would get in front of the dog and block the person. Especially with a dog like Josie. She's already got a bite on her record with the housemate. We don't want to take the risk of her biting a person. Okay, not that I think she would do that. I just don't think it's worth even taking the chance. So when you're out in public with her, I would make sure she's nice, calm, compliant, and listening. But on the flip side, advocate for her space and don't let people approach her like that. I just can't think of anything good coming from it. At the minimum, her energy will raise. She might start jumping on them. Then you've got to work to calm her back down. So definitely get used to responses like I just gave that lady. Polite, but firm, and continuing to move. All right, let's practice some of her commands. Let's see what happens when I come to a stop. Good. I love that. Good. Nice job, Joe. I'm going to drop my leash and tell her to stay. Stay. So the practicality, no, correct that. The practicality of this is you can take your dog to a store like this, and instead of constantly having them at the end of the leash, you can actually put them in a stay and then go check X, Y, and Z out over here, even with people walking around. So the stay and walk away, you can see how difficult that is. She literally tried to follow me as soon as I walked away. So what I did was say no, click the collar. She uses the coping skills that we've taught her. She puts herself in a down, and now she's even more committed than she was before. Good girl. So we can start to add distance to the down, duration, time spent in the command. The The fact that I'm allowed to move around freely and I'm telling her to hold still is huge. This is just further cementing the leader-follower relationship. Good. Now we're gonna try that stay and walk away again. I'm gonna do a recall to a stay and then tell her to stay and as I walk away. So to recall her, you're gonna tap the tone and say the verbal, come, good girl. Comes right to me. Good, good girl. Stay. Notice the second rep, she does not make the same mistake. She does not follow me. She puts herself in a down and I'm able to walk away. I did not have to correct her that time. Why? Because the first time she tried breaking the command, I corrected her and put her in the stay again. So the second time she says, you know what? I'm not gonna test the boundary. Good. All right, let's go back into our heel. So I'm gonna say heel, tap the tone and start walking. Heel, good girl. And now I can look at position. Good. Nice job. I'm always looking for her head to be next to me and slightly behind. Good. I'm only clicking if her head moves out of position. Beautiful. I think we're ready to take it to the front of the store and see if she can hold a downstay with all the people walking around. Okay, we've made it up to the front of the store. We've got the open doors. We've got people walking around, pushing shopping carts. I'm just proofing her downstay, right? So we started it in the training room and then we proofed it. We started adding distractions and distance and duration. And then the final step is actually using it out in the real world when you've done all the heavy lifting, all the hard work is done. And now you're asking them to hold it around unpredictable distractions. Anything could walk through that door. Good girl. See how she's looking at me? She's saying, am I doing it right? And I'm saying, yes, you are. But on the flip side, if she does something I don't like, I'm also gonna let her know. And then I'm also gonna add, as I talked about before, if anyone were to approach her, I would physically stop them and just explain, hey, no petting, sorry, she's working. Just not worth it for me. To have strangers touching my dog, getting them excited, and then leaving it to me to calm them back down. I just don't see any benefit. All the pets she'll get are from me. Good girl. And I'm not petting her for free. I'm petting her because I'm telling her she's doing a good job. All right, she passed all my tests at the front desk, pretty much ignoring all the workers. Let's go back into our heel. Heel. Good girl. We're walking down the main aisle, right down the center. Good job.